Those who know me know I frequently vibe out the Subway. You could catch me at your local Subway just probably out like 4 days out of 7-day week usually. I'm pulling up to Subway. But nothing just grinds my gears and just could throw off my whole day when my sub just get made like with no respect, just like no regard to my little feelings and all that type of shit. I just hate like when the worst sandwich maker in the establishment somehow work their way around to me in the line and they just fuck over my shit like a handful of onions. You know what I'm saying? Like my meat is not proportionally placed on a sandwich, pause. And not to mention, I just hate like when that particular person just puts a ridiculous amount of sauce on my shit, like globs here versus a little bit of sauce. Like I just hate and I just hate how sometimes they don't even cut your shit, bruh, when you get the foot long. Nothing just messes up my day when my Subway sandwich is just not made with respect.
Now put some respect on my name.
On my sandwich, nigga. My name.
Just like that. And whoa, welcome to the Best Friend Weekend Podcast. It's your man Aldo NICE. It's Rog Smuve.
Wow, it's your boy Los, aka C.A.P.
I mean, I'm thinking Rumble got some good points right there.
Hey, nobody wants their food made with disrespect.
I mean, my thing about it is, this was my first question. Rumble is a huge fan of the sauce.
Yes.
You've heard him talk about sauce many a times in the past, about how his sauce is thick. I've heard him say before. Heard him say, I wouldn't know personally if the man's sauce is thick, but he claims
his sauce is thick.
That his sauce is thick.
He said you get lost in his sauce.
Exactly. He didn't say a whole bunch of things about how, boy, his sauce dripping, but it's dripping real slow because it's real thick. Like, I've heard Rumble say these type of things. Yeah. Why would he be mad that they put a bunch of sauce on his sandwich? I feel like that goes hand in hand.
No, I just think he felt the disrespect. He got to place that sauce evenly throughout the entire. I feel him on that. You don't want the fat Mexican lady just slopping mayonnaise on you.
He didn't say anything about the culture of the individual, the ethnic background.
I'm speaking on personal experience.
Do you want to do your? She's a Mexican lady.
Yeah.
Do you want to do your?
Hey. Too much mayonnaise.
Okay.
Is this an Asian Spanish lady or just a regular Spanish lady?
That would be a Filipino lady. An Asian Spanish lady would be a Filipino lady.
Yeah. But yeah, man, they don't distribute the mayonnaise properly all the way through, or the spicy mustard evenly. It should be a glob here, a glob there. It's not even. I understand.
I mean, I agree with you, of course. My only gripe, so I don't get a whole lot of banana peppers and onions and all of that stuff on my, like, you know, if somebody, I done seen people go in there and get so much condiments on their sandwich, or like so many extras that they can't really fold a sandwich. You know, it's almost like a po' boy. So the only thing that I get is spinach, black olives, and honey mustard. It's kind of hard to mess that up, but I will tell you how you can. So it looks really good visually to just put everything in the middle of the sandwich when it's opened up. But if you think, what happens when you fold the sandwich if you put everything in the middle? Everything is in the back of the sandwich. I want to have, you know, black olives and honey mustard all throughout. Also, I will say about sauce, they have the little squeeze bottles with the little 3 tubes. That's new technology when it comes to squeeze bottles. So just give me one little whoop.
Yeah,
I don't understand.
One pass.
So I guess in one light, I'm saying, Lawrence, I feel you. But on the other light, I'm saying, maybe you get too much on your sandwich. How many different sauces do you need?
I'm a multi-saucer. But I mean, I'm probably black olives, I'm probably banana peppers, I'm probably jalapenos, but I'm either lettuce or spinach, and give me some salt and pepper and give me one pass of that. And I always say it just like you said, one pass of that Chipotle Southwest. Just hit me with that Chipotle Southwest.
Y'all complicated, man. Give me lettuce.
You a meatball ass nigga?
Nah, I'm a Subway club.
Okay.
I want lettuce, spicy mustard, mayonnaise.
I will tell you that if you're gonna get if you don't have like a favorite sandwich and you ever can't think, I wholeheartedly disagree. And Aldo and myself and a few other friends noticed that there's no other sandwich to choose from other than the Subway melt. You know what we talked about this?
Yeah.
So like the Subway Club is
the club is
the Subway Melt.
They're comparable. You want that bacon though?
No, Subway Melt comes with bacon.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm telling him. The Subway Club.
So what's on the milk? Same thing, but just bacon.
Bacon. You got what? Roast beef on that?
Roast beef.
Yeah,
fuck
ham. The roast beef.
Beef curtains
about that bacon.
Sandwich.
So you get ham, turkey, and bacon.
You don't need what on your sandwich?
Beef curtains.
I'm all about the beef, but
That's
you like beef
man.
curtains?
That's what's under the mound.
Right now.
I don't
That's
need
that veal.
Like
You don't want that veal.
All of you. I eat veal.
It never made me feel good. Like I feel like you could slice. Like I could take a ham and slice it into some slices. But beef, you're not supposed to do that. Like I don't know.
With beef.
Roast beef never really looked right to me.
But it tastes good.
Well,
But if you pull on the pants and it look like roast beef though,
I'm upset.
I mean, sometimes it go with the territory.
But if I had enough sauce, I might eat it.
You're ridiculous, man. You're ridiculous. I mean, I guess Rumble brings up yet another point. Per usual, he has a point that has people that's thought provoking in these streets that people are talking about. So
I don't know how he does it.
You don't know how he comes up. We're gonna start working on the Rumble Only podcast, man. Like us, send us to tell a friend.
Comment, hit the Twitter page.
I got a couple of little thoughts. This is what I think we should do. I was supposed to say this before we got on the podcast today, but I'm just gonna say it out loud now. What I think we should do is, I was listening to a dude, and no disrespect, but all disrespect. He a DJ out here, and it's one of my homeboys. And long story short, he was talking about how he's making a big push, and what people tell him is that he needs to be more visual. He needs to take pictures of himself. You remember he came up to us outside at that when we were at 5015 a couple of Sundays ago.
Oh yeah.
And he came outside and he was like, "Yeah, people were telling me I need to take more pictures of myself."
Yeah.
He brought us some shots.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "People need to I need to have pictures of myself because I can sell the brand more because getting my face out there because I'm a nice looking dude." And when he said that, I was like, okay, that's interesting. But then I realized he has been putting a lot of pictures of himself over the last few weeks, and it's getting, this podcast brought to you by Mike Mogul. Go look him up.
Shout out.
But in retrospect, I'm like, nah, we look better than him, so
definitely
we should probably get more FaceTime on our podcast posts.
But
this is what I'm thinking: 3 20-second intervals each week. Like, just put the camera, set it up. Like, we looking at Raj right now. Like, he looking at us. Bam, 20 seconds of funny each. Splice it together. Boom. That might work.
And then by the end of the year, we got a stand-up special.
We got a whole stand-up special where it's like some of those little dendrites, like Lawrence. I feel like Rumble could have a stand-up special where he started talking about that Subway sandwich.
Yeah.
And people in the stands will be laughing. And he could have a whole little, as long as he has a good segue into something.
Yeah, that's the hardest part about stand-up, your segue. You can't just tell them back to back.
I can see him cutting.
Yeah.
So when I was on my lunch break, I was at Subway, and then that happened. No. And then when I went back to work, the whole Alexandria Police Department was outside. You can put all his stories right next to each other.
He be listening to him in his iPod, just running them back to back.
Basically.
And I appreciate that, y'all. Thank you.
I mean, Rumble, people y'all know about Rumble is fam gang, but I'm going to talk about something that families know about. We're going to start with this story. Everybody's family, whether you want to admit it or not, you have some type of uncle, usually uncle, might be grandfather, some type of older male individual who...
your granddaddy brother, somebody like that.
Who everybody kind of knows is Chester-esque. He's got a little Chesterism in him. He may like to hug the little girls a little bit more than normal.
No, he like the high school one, not maybe the little.
He might like to grab the boys a little bit. Yeah. You never know what he's into.
Yeah.
But he's into
I didn't know
something.
y'all had a family member like that.
Everybody kind of got one. But the thing is, people usually just be like, "Oh man, go ahead. That's old great Uncle Steven, boy. Leave him alone."
That's Uncle J. Ray.
Yeah,
relax, man.
Just relax, man. You know how you do.
Chill out, man. Hey,
girl, don't go in there with Uncle J.
Yeah, I'm about to say, hey, y'all know Uncle J. Ray gonna be there. Y'all stay out the room with him now.
He might try to. He probably not gonna take it over the top because he's too old to really make it happen. But he gonna try it. He gonna try to pinch your butt or something.
And you walk in there, he was like, "Girl, you growing up fast, ain't you?" How old you is now? 15? 16?
Which brings us to...
No, I'm 10.
Which brings us to Red, from the best movie of all time, The Shawshank Redemption.
That's not
Morgan Freeman. They got Morgan Freeman out there bad. They said in all, 16 people have spoken with CNN about Freeman as a part of an investigation, 8 of whom said they're victims of what some called harassment and others called inappropriate behavior by Freeman. 8 said they witnessed Freeman's alleged conduct. These 16 people together described a pattern of inappropriate behavior by Freeman on set while promoting his movies and at his production company, Revelations Entertainment. Constant comments about people's bodies and their clothing choices. Rubbing their lower back. Asking them if they're wearing panties. These are things that Morgan Freeman read from Shawshank Redemption. God from Bruce Almighty.
And Evan Almighty.
I don't know. Huh?
And Evan Almighty.
Evan Almighty. Which one? One of the two.
I don't remember that.
Both of them. God 2 times.
Sauce.
In a whole bunch of movies with grandfathers, Robin Banks.
Not to mention just the greatest narrator of all time. Forget the fact that he was in the greatest movie of all time.
Top
literally
3.
the greatest
Top
narrator
3
of all time. Nope, number 1.
Top 3.
It's debatable, but I think he's number 1.
Top 3. I'm just gonna give you 2 more names to chew on. Leonard Nimoy, Spock from Star Trek, and James Earl Jones. I'm just throwing them out there. They nice too.
That's not better than Morgan Freeman.
Yo, who y'all want? Zeke McCall from Love and Basketball? When he on them Allstate commercials, that boy got nice voice game.
His voice nice, yeah. His voice nice, yeah. His voice is nice.
No one better than Morgan Freeman. You can say whoever you want to say.
I'm just trying to throw some players out there, man. You know, that's like you that's the Michael Jordan argument. Like, and I'm just throwing people.
And to me, Morgan Freeman is the Michael Jordan in this argument.
Ice Cube.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Kobe Bryant.
But go ahead. Chew on that. I mean,
hey,
Morgan Freeman.
Here we go again. Popping off 18, right? You know, it wouldn't be right. I mean, no, that's not nice to say, but you know, I think if I had a voice like Morgan Freeman, I might, you know, and then I was at that time, I noticed that her panties were missing, and she may have been a little bit moist, and I think if I had a voice like that, I might ask, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I would do it, but
you just said you would do it.
I might if I had that voice.
So if you had like really soft, gentle, nice hands, you might want to touch people because that might be the ticket. So if you got that voice, you might want to say things.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that can almost be in a 90-95% of dudes. Even people make inappropriate. We always want compliments or something. You don't walk around tight pants for no reason with no drawers on. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure those ladies was laughing and giggling while he was saying that. They wasn't like, ew, stop it, old man, with the freckles on your face. They weren't saying that. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, why now? Like the lady who first came out, okay, you ain't like it, you upset. But like 85,000 y'all after that, like I need you to come out when it happens. I don't like when somebody else comes out and they be like, oh, some shine.
Facts.
And now we gonna come out too. That mean you wasn't that upset about it.
Yeah, but also,
it's like somebody slapping me.
I feel you on
and
that.
I wait 3 months to get mad.
I feel you on that aspect of it for real. But even to amplify that, all of these other celebrities that had multiple women that came out, and then here's another one. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why didn't Morgan Freeman come out? Like, what did they all happen in between January and May?
Like right now, right?
Like, yeah. Like what happened to 2017? Because we've been talking about this for a while now.
Maybe they started talking, and then they finally got people together who were like, "I have a similar experience. I had a similar experience," and then they were able to kind of get that class action suit rolling with the way you would do.
Yeah, maybe
kind of
maybe Will Smith gave them all a piece of his one person his eyes and one person his kidney. See, I lost 7 pounds, and so he just brought them all together. 6 degrees of separation. Shout out Will Smith.
My question is, when can an old person just be perverted? Like
not no more.
I mean, that sounds just like a perverted old man. I feel like once you hit 80, and this is so different than Bill Cosby. So let's not put these in the same thing.
We're not gonna do that.
Bill Cosby was, when he was 30 and 40 years old, was slipping them Mickeys and jacking them up.
He's wild.
And now he's 80 now, and they're trying to get him for egregious things he did 40 years ago, or he allegedly did 40 years ago. Yeah. Morgan Freeman, they talking about like right now he doing making old man stuff.
He's supposed to say freaky. He can't do nothing with it.
Speaking of,
unless he got that pump.
What's going on with I always thought. I mean, he do have a weird demeanor outside of movies. Like he's not the same guy. He's very flamboyant, flashy. But
Morgan Freeman?
Morgan Freeman, yeah. Like he got an earring and like he's one earring.
They said his step granddaughter. You remember that story, huh? That she allegedly killed herself because they was fucking. But Morgan Freeman denies the fact that they was fucking. He was 20. She was 27. He was 72. Bite on that for a second.
She nasty. She did that. But
yeah. I just want to know what's going on with Bill Cosby and that little lean back thing he got going on. Like we never said anything about
shit.
That. What is that?
That video with it, but it's like that laughing tapping.
But he do it. I don't know if you saw like the full video. He does it often. It's like a Tourette's or something like that.
It's not a Tourette's. I think it's him clowning.
You know why? Because he like, look, I'm 105 years old.
He's senile.
What's the most y'all gonna do to me? Like
oh. Funniest thing in the world.
What the most y'all gonna do to me? Yeah. You know all the Jello putting out in the head out you? I lived a great life. Y'all mad now? Come on now.
But I just want to say this.
I did hit y'all with the quadruple NyQuil.
Y'all got to get off my man.
Cool.
Y'all got to get off my man's George W. too, or George H.W. Get off my man's.
So we just don't want old people. We can't go at old people.
No, I'm not saying that we can't. I'm just saying that if we're gonna go at him, we got to go at Morgan Freeman too for doing the same stuff. He just could walk. That's the only difference.
It's literally the same thing. And Morgan Freeman got way more swag than HW.
Way more swag. He
might
land
HW. HW is the oldest one.
Yeah, so
I just want to know what he giggling. I want to know what was that demeanor at the time when he was saying whatever.
Was they giggling with him and shit?
Yeah, or was they like pushing and stuff? Like, come on now.
Yeah,
because it's a good question. Dude, you can't
well, a question that all of us are gonna have to come to one day. There's gonna be a time when we're gonna be too old
to even talk,
to actually be live as we think we are.
Yeah.
So we might be that way now. Like for instance, let's say a 35-year-old man runs on a 18-year-old.
He disgusting.
My point is, she might look at him like, stop talking to me. That's sexual harassment. In much the same way, Morgan Freeman's 80-year-old self is probably talking to a 30-year-old woman, maybe?
25.
Shit, anything under... I mean, a 60-year-old woman might be looking at him like, get your old ass off.
With the man boobs.
I mean, it becomes a point where the youth look at you like, I was watching... I didn't mean to do this plug right now, but one of the opening scenes, I binge watched Cobra Kai this week. It was the shit.
You have YouTube TV?
I have
YouTube
Terrarium TV. I have a Fire Stick. But the first 2 episodes are free on YouTube. And like the first episode, the Cobra Kai dude, he pulls up and he sees a little chick outside the car and he's like, what's up? And she just look at him like she just lost, like, are you nigga please? And then runs away. So in the when they were talking about that episode, they said he's trying to talk to a chick who's clearly too young for him. It's like, damn, when do you get to that point where you realize that, damn, I'm way too old? Like.
Yeah, you know what? And then you saying that Tom Benson was pushing 90, I believe. He might have been 90. And his wife is like 64, 74. I don't know, something like that. Like old by our standards. But entirely too young for him.
Right?
He's 90. Nice. She's 64. 92.
Paying for it.
It's too young. So
she's
that's
fucking
crazy.
For a lifestyle. But I think
why would you do her like that?
That's what she was doing.
Well, she got the lifestyle now.
Yeah,
she does. She won.
Out. She's
and
the
she can
richest
still
person
go
in
live.
Louisiana.
Right?
Smart.
Overnight.
Yeah, she's smart. I feel like, when you get to a point where you can almost be that child's daddy, gotta let it go, brother. Gotta let it go.
All right, well, shit. I don't have no real good connection to this except for crime and sex. So I guess if this is sex and crime and or allegations, and I want to talk just a little bit about something. Raj, Los. I threw this word out at y'all earlier, but I purposefully didn't go in depth in what it meant. Do either one of you guys have heard of the incel movement? INCEL. Incel.
Definitely not.
Okay. So, incels. I'm going to talk a little bit about them. So,
like
what got me prompted
on... Is that what that is?
No, like she got her where you got that jewelry from? Girl, it was right there in Zales.
Zales.
like that. And I'm gonna let y'all continue to think of these as I tell you the story. So
wait, when you're in jail, Do they keep you like behind bars or in cells?
God, no, I hate you because that's actually a joke I got written down for later in the story.
Well, I'm sorry that whoever we talked about that already too. So
yeah, man. Sometimes I get on my boat and I be like, look right there. It's in sales though, right? Anyway. So a terrorist attack a month ago in Toronto in which 10 people were struck down by a man in a rental van has brought the term incel, short for involuntarily celibate, to the global stage. What is an incel and how did these misogynistic, sometimes violent movement begin? Canadian authorities said that that dude, he plowed into a group of pedestrians. A total of 10 people died and 16 others were injured. So what does the word incel mean? It began in Toronto in 1993. A woman identified only as Alana told somebody in March 2016 that as a sexually inexperienced college student at Carleton University in Ottawa, she was trying to create a movement that was open to anybody and everybody. She created a website, her involuntary celibacy project, as a way for single people who are lonely to come together. Eventually, she turned the site over to someone she did not know and abandoned the project. The movement was ultimately co-opted by what the Washington Post described as an online misogynistic subculture of men who blame women for their sexual frustration. Alana learned that in February 2015, when she read about Elliot Rodger, a 22-year-old self-described incel who stabbed and shot to death 6 people and injured 14 others in 2014 near the University of California Santa Barbara campus before taking his own life. In a video he shot in his BMW shortly before shooting himself, Rodger complained about his social life, saying that he was still a virgin and had never even kissed a girl.
Let's call him by his first name, please.
Rogers. It is Roger.
His first name was not Roger.
Oh, Elliot. I'm sorry. Elliot Rodger. Oh, yeah.
Roger
Okay.
Smuve.
Yeah, not you. A 141-page manifesto Elliot sent to about 24 friends and acquaintances before he killed himself further detailed his deep hatred of women, whose rejection he blamed for his predicament. In the document, he called himself an ideal, magnificent gentleman and said that he could not understand why women didn't want him. Men who subscribe to this incel movement have taken Elliot as a sort of folk hero. Alexandre Bissonnette, he must get them hoes like down the street. If his name's Bissonnette, he should be able to smash hoes on Bissonnette. Who killed 6 people and wounded 19 more in Quebec City Mosque in January 29, 2017, searched the web for information about Elliot less than 24 hours before doing that terrorist attack. Okay, so the whole thing is there are many crimes that are happening because of this movement of dudes who can't smash hoes.
Because they all work at the mall in sales.
That's funny. Yeah, you was on your phone at that point. So
No, I didn't know. I didn't have my phone.
no, so
I just thought about it
it's
after
funny.
we got through.
I like it. I like story time with Aldo NICE. I love it. Whenever you just read us a story, and I listen to the whole story, but I always pick one thing that stood out to me. And the theme of this whole thing to me was
They can't get no pussy.
seemingly money over bitches, because the nigga misogynistic and don't like them hoes and mad and all of this stuff because he can't get them. Nonetheless, he drives a BMW.
But man, but my thing is, if you driving a BMW, why you can't smash nothing?
Because you the lamest of the lame of the lames. It's like money
I think
don't
it
make
might
you
be.
cool.
I think it might be in his DNA.
That
It
you
might
just
be
can't
in,
help it.
It might be in sales.
I'm sure he get.
In his cells, yeah.
That's good.
Okay, go ahead.
I think it's like the old addict that what people say money don't make you cool.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But I think with these guys, it goes to an extreme where I'm sure they get girls or approach girls and they might get a date or something, but they be on there like, no, I'm not. No, you know what I'm saying?
You say never even kissed a
we
girl.
at Steak 48. You know what I'm saying? But no. They probably are super duper weirdos. If you're that mad and you can't get no pussy, you have to be a weirdo. There's no way you're a regular guy.
Regular people don't really shoot people up because they're not getting sex though. I don't think. There's
something wrong with you, dog.
But I feel like it would be very appropriate for men to just kind of start maybe letting women know that, hey, look, there's this whole movement out here. It's called involuntary celibacy, incels. if you continue to make me an involuntary celibate, I might do some crazy shit.
Yeah. So let's go.
Like,
come on. Hey,
either we.
Oh my boy.
Hey. Come holler at the crew.
Come on now.
What's funny?
Save a life.
Yeah.
What's funny about this situation? Well, it's not really. It's not. Nothing is funny about it.
Nothing is funny. Look at his
Nothing.
face though. Look at
It's
his
funny about it.
He got something ignorant.
No, I'm not trying to say nothing ignorant. I'm just saying, if that man was to get women, he would be able to, back in the day, he could write it down in his black book.
Now he got
and write the names down in his black book. But where we put the names at
in his
people
cell.
in cells. So I think that's the last one. So
I'm pretty sure I've been running through them, man, like it ain't gonna happen.
Nah.
But no, I think some people are just socially awkward and just don't know how to talk to women, or you just too aggressive. You know what I mean? Or you especially if it's been going on for so long. Think if you haven't touched a woman in like 20 years, and you finally get around one. Either you're gonna be super anxious and nervous, or just extremely like aggressive. Like, hey, you want to eat? Come on, like, you know what I'm saying? Touchy feely, whatever. Like, you gonna come off as a creep, man. And it's something wrong. You can drive the new Lamborghini or the new Rolls Royce truck before it came out. You know what I'm saying? You still a lame. It don't matter. Especially in years you ain't never kissed a girl.
Do you think
before.
attractiveness has anything to do with it?
Not completely.
Not for men, I don't think.
Not completely. Cause I didn't see
No?
ugly dude with some of the.
I don't think ugly dudes can always get chicks.
I always flourish out here.
But what if it's something that you don't want?
I was reading an article about the incel stuff, and it wasn't this one, that specific one. I can't even quote where I got that one from, which is poor journalism on my behalf. But they talked about how 23% of like 24-year-olds are involuntary celibate males, but like 23% of like, it was like an age group between 18 and 23. And it said that 24% of males were like involuntarily celibate.
That's a lot.
But also 23% of women were. So it's like equally yoked that some women can't get none. Because some women are weird too.
Yeah.
If
exactly.
a weird chick come talk to you,
Yeah.
you ain't gonna want to have nothing to do with it.
Okay, how bad she is? Yeah.
Like, well.
You would.
Well.
Trust me.
Well.
Nope. Okay. All right.
That's what you've been living off that your whole life?
You've been sitting.
You've been feeling that way your whole life?
I'm telling you from experience.
Okay, you said now. Now we understand that. I'm just saying.
Telling you from experience.
Rihanna come holler at you and then you realize
I don't care how weird Rihanna is.
No, you going against your point immediately.
Oh, back then. I'm talking about now.
Oh, now crazy Rihanna.
I'm not doing that. I mean, it's
I just want to say that
journey.
I don't believe you. That's all. That's all I have to say about it.
People say Halle Berry crazy all the time, and that's why she probably was losing all these relationships. Everybody's still like, I'll holler at Halle Berry.
They keep trying her, but they keep leaving too, though. You find the thing crazy after a while. You be like, nah, this ain't gonna work. I got asthma. All
right. Well, hell, involuntary celibacy is gonna bring me right to the story you was talking about earlier. I mean, I feel like it's a good segue, man, about frustration in relationships, and I'm gonna let you take it over. Rod, you brought this up a couple of weeks ago about Rueben Foster. Los, what you know a little bit about it?
No, Rueben Foster was accused of domestic charges. He was accused of domestic violence with allegedly inflicted great bodily harm, forcefully attempted to prevent a victim from reporting the crime, citing an insufficient case to believe the charge. Basically, his girlfriend Eunice.
Boy, that shit don't look.
So she from South Louisiana?
Her name is Alyssa Ennis.
Ennis, yeah.
Go ahead.
Ennis basically made up some fake news on my boy Foster and tried to say that he beat her up, drug out the house, and chunked a bulldog at her. Like, it got out of hand, and this ain't her first time doing it. It's very confusing. Well, it's not confusing. She just basically said she really wanted to hurt him and end his career. She ended up getting back on the stand saying, oh, no, I was lying, and confessed to doing this before in 2011 to a dude in Louisiana. I think it was directly right after the LSU game.
I wonder if it was out of Eunice.
Maybe so. I don't know.
Alyssa, I guess. She's the liar.
Man, yeah, I think in this day and age, you can connect all of these stories with women have a lot of power in right now. They got the power of the poontang, you know. That's a lot of power in there. So,
I guess it's funny with the NFL policy that the whole policy is always believe the woman, suspend the dude, villainize the dude. And then you have situations like this. It's like almost like fake crying rape. It's like the same damn thing. Fake crying domestic violence. Like it makes it worse for the people who actually are going through it and living through it. It's like you can't do that.
Yeah. I think. I mean, I don't know. Like I was about to say something. I'm gonna still say it, but I don't know how true that is. Like the more and more it happens, I wonder if it's gonna bring more awareness to it, or if it's gonna make people say, "There's no way that this is happening this much." You know what I mean? Because why wasn't it happening 10 years ago, or was it? And people just were too scared to say something about it. I don't know.
I don't know. Like, you know, the thing that people really like to say about situations like this is that she should go to jail for as much time as he was gonna go to jail.
She definitely gotta get locked up for that, man. You can't be out here making false allegations on that man.
Yeah, that's lying. That's lying. That's lying on the stand.
Which I mean, and Lowe's just alluded to it. He made sense. They said in 2011 he was charged with. She was charged with 2 counts of aggravated assault in Baton Rouge, and the case was dismissed. Basically, I'm sorry. She admitted she went to jail in 2011 for a false claim of domestic violence against another boyfriend. So she got the track record of it, just like Lowe said. Yeah. And you said he played for Did Rueben Foster play for Alabama?
Yeah.
So it must have been like you said.
We sent them over there and tried to set him up.
It was the LSU.
Yeah, it's payback. They probably beat.
She probably was fucking Rueben Foster back then.
Exactly.
And was like, go over there. Roll damn tide.
Hey, she even testified against the advice of her attorney, Stephanie Wickworth. But she felt the need to do the right thing by telling the truth under oath, and even admitting to previous lies and stealing more than $8,000 and 2 Rolexes from Foster. After
she stole some Rolexes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. A couple Rolexes.
You know what? That actually goes on our crazy bitch story. She must have been a bad crazy chick.
Yeah. I seen a picture. She alright.
She alright.
She alright. She not like She like, all right, cool. Yeah, Rose.
So she all right, but she not bad enough to be
Nah, she can't steal. No. Hey,
Hey, he made 2 she made 2 911 phone calls and was frantic in the background.
They said she like hurt. She had something on her ear, like she had busted her eardrum or something. But they said she did that to herself.
No, it was from a traffic stop. I mean,
she had
road rage. She had road rage with somebody.
She had got into another incident and got
with a girl, and then tried to blame it on him.
Wow. So when she walked into the court, the judge should have said, not you again. That's what should have happened. And then
because all the judges is the same.
Yeah,
but what I feel ain't everybody judge.
Yeah. I think the funniest thing in the world, like, so here's my pick of what I heard Lowe's reading was that she admitted to going to jail. It's public record.
They should know you went to jail.
We know you went to jail. You don't have to admit that, you crazy person.
Unless you went to jail under a certain age. All right, well, hit it, man. This podcast is brought to you by my partner at work, Erica. She said she had a question and she wanted to pose it for you guys. Raj, hit the play button so we can see what Erica's asking this week.
Let's talk about the real issue. Why do these guys continue to pick the same types of women? Why do professional athletes seem to pick women who are more susceptible to lying, to cheating, to wanting them for what they can do for them as opposed to really loving them? Why is it the same story throughout? It's
a very legitimate question. Why do they? And go ahead, Rod. You got it. I know the answer, but I'm curious if y'all
know the one answer.
There's one answer.
On the flip, because they bad.
Fine.
On the flip side, why do these bad women go for these athletes that's doing the same shit? You know, so like, I mean, either way, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. You know,
that makes sense. I mean, some of them hop into that lifestyle, understanding that he gonna do what he do on the road. I saw a story the other day where they were saying Tristan Thompson said that, I'm peer pressured to be wilding on the road. I don't know if that's a true thing that he actually said or not. Or that's just people making that up. My thing is, some people kind of get into that lifestyle where they feel like that's how we living. I'm cheating, you cheating, we all out here rocking. I mean, but because they dissing. I don't know, man. What I'm trying to say is, you probably are good in sports. And I've said this a million times, and let's just make this be the answer. You're good in sports. God doesn't usually make people awesome in a bunch of things.
Yeah.
Like you can be great in sports, but you might not be smart. Or you might be good in sports and smart, but you might not be fly. You might have good in sports and fly, but you might not be able to common sense. Mm-hmm. You're missing something. You can't be out exceptional in everything. It's a very, very, very few and far in between. Yeah. So most of these players, I think, plus they got CTE from head nod smashing people all day. They get to that league, or people understand that they have the propensity to be in that league. They fine because they be out there running around playing football all the time, big sexy hunk men. And the women like, okay, that's a big hunk, sexy looking man. Pause. Who probably gonna have $1 million.
And I would like to put my pause on him.
I'm going to sink my paws into him, and he just can't see it coming.
Yeah, no, I think he see it coming. I think you never know where he came from or who he was in high school. It might be a dude who never had none. Plus, those women know exactly what a man needs and what they want. They know exactly how to treat a man. He don't have to do much for her, but go take her places, do this. When you talking to a regular chick, she wants stuff. You got to be emotional there for her. You know what I'm saying? You got to come through and do extra. You know what I'm saying? You got to do extra shit. When you rich, crazy? That lady is there. She follow you around. You know what I'm saying? She just want the best hotel.
She want to sit in the front row.
She want to eat good. She want Giuseppe's and the big stupid purses. You know what I'm saying? She don't want much. She caters to everything you need.
She want her own life.
Yeah. So everything, when you talking to a regular woman, she like, well, you know what? I'm tired. She want to talk about her job. And you know what happened? They work with Shakisha and them and be messy. You don't want to hear that shit. You know what I'm saying? When you're rich, you don't have to. You just get your bitch who is shallow and is fine as hell.
A female who's shallow. So
a bitch.
So check this out though. I want to say that I kind of appreciate, what's her name, Erica. I kind of appreciate Erica for putting the blame on the female. That's kind of crazy because I've never really heard that before. You know?
Yeah.
Like I just hear about these athletes. Like you get your athlete. It was even a Family Guy joke where it was like you get your athlete. You know what you're getting yourself into, pretty much. For her to take that and make that the I think as rich as those, let's just say if you had the dude that did have it all, right? Like he wasn't gonna cheat. He was really good. He was famous. He common sense. Everything that you just said, that one of those things might be lacking, but he's not lacking any of them. I think that any female, or I think that he would have a good judgment to pick a female that would be straight with the fact that he's rich. I'm good in basketball. I'm famous. All of this stuff, but I think part of that comes from what you said, and that he has something lacking. So he's probably gonna cheat, or he's probably gonna do something, or he's probably gonna do this, and that just leads the woman to be crazy. Like I don't necessarily blame the woman for that. Most of the time, I'm on the male side, but I'm not on this side.
I think it's interesting that you and Los made 2 different points, because Los is sitting there saying that a woman in that situation 9 times out of 10 won't care and won't be crazy because she just know that's her meal ticket, so she ain't go. But this story was I don't know if we ever got to that bigger point. The reason she did it is because he was allegedly leaving her.
Yeah,
she was like, I'm gonna ruin your career because you ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
So maybe she was of that type that was like, I'm gonna let you do what you want, and then that man was like, I don't really want to fool with you no more. And she saw that meal ticket leaving, and then she was crazy.
Yeah,
I think that she was. I think in this particular situation, Ruben stuttered. The chick should have walked into the club and he should have said, not you again. Like that's what he should have hit her with the same thing.
He's not privy to the police record. He don't have a police record.
It don't take long to figure out. Like, I mean, he spent enough time with her to know that for her to be able to like ruin his career, quote unquote. He should have knew that. Well, he should have already
after the first fight that she, making up and screaming and hollering and 911 calls. You got too much to lose to be sitting there playing them up this little thing. And she not that bad too. You know what I'm saying? But I think, what's her name, Crystal? Who sent the question in?
Oh, Erica.
Erica, my bad. Erica, I'm bad with names. Erica. I think Erica basically trying to say that, man, we got the weak flesh. She was like, y'all no competition for these little women. She's basically saying like, look, these women preying on y'all have no clue with y'all weak ass.
Is that what it sounded like she said?
That's what she was saying. Because if she blamed the women.
That's funny because I got, hi, my name is Erica and I'm looking for an athlete. That's what I got.
Why they ain't choose me yet?
I'm next up.
Rueben Foster, choose me.
Hey, Erica, that was Rog Smuve.
Yeah.
At Google.
You can make sure you hit Rog up directly. I mean, it's an interesting dilemma. I mean, honestly, I don't know, man. You can't put yourself in that situation until that situation happens to you. It's just you gotta see the writing on the wall with crazy people. When you see crazy coming across the street, man. Speaking of the NFL, let's stay there because this is the biggest story of the week. Obviously, the NFL and basically said y'all ain't gonna be kneeling on our goddamn field no more, niggers. I think that was the NFL press release. I'm reading it directly. I says at NFL.
I said chicken and giblets over there.
No, it says no. It says
y'all
will never. It says colon. Y'all will not kneel on our goddamn field no more, niggers. Chicken and giblets over there. Niggers. They said niggas twice. Niggas in both senses. Yeah. Chicken and giblets. Chicken and giblets over there, niggers. God bless America and nowhere else.
Yeah. Make America great
again.
Make
America great again.
If you don't want to
love it or leave it,
stay y'all black ass in the
grounds on
shed.
On the dogs
in the
on
shed.
top.
It says the shed.
It
says outhouse. Outhouse.
I couldn't see the ink light.
And and you go back to Africa, monkey. Is what it says. Yeah. We're reading it verbatim.
I'm your master.
But you guys are the coolest.
P.S. your master.
You know the coolest monkeys on the field.
Sincerely your masters.
Sincerely all your masters. So the actual policy is this. I'll give you the 6-point policy. Number 1, all team and league personnel on the field shall stand and show respect for the flag and anthem. The second one, the game operations manual will be revised to remove the requirement that all players be on the field for the anthem. So they don't have to come out if they don't want to. Personnel who choose not to stand for the anthem may stay in the locker room or in a similar location off the field until the anthem has been performed. That's number 3. Number 4, a club will be fined by the league if its personnel are on the field and do not stand and show respect for the flag and anthem. Number 5, each club may develop its own work rules consistent with the above principles regarding its personnel who do not stand and show respect for the flag and its anthem. The commissioner will impose appropriate discipline on league personnel who do not stand and show respect for the flag and the anthem. Trump said if they don't stand and show respect, that they should deport them.
Yeah,
they should kick them out of the country.
He said because you got to stand and respect your country. You have to love your country, and if you don't, you should get out. Get by. Go back where you came from.
Let me start with this. I didn't boycott the NFL last year, and I talked a little bit about this, about how
we did kind of boycott it though.
Did we?
We didn't. All we did was watch Saints game. We didn't sit and watch games. We said we should sit all Sunday and watch football.
Understood. But for a bigger point, a lot of people didn't watch anything. A lot of people were like, "I'm not watching the NFL because it's bullshit what they're doing to Colin Kaepernick." When I read this story and this came down, I really didn't actually think they were going to make this a rule. My response was, fuck the NFL. Like, no, really. Like, fuck that. Like, that's
But you
wow.
You did not think they was going to do anything else?
I just didn't know. I thought they were going to wait because I thought the PR would be so bad for making a move like this that they would wait until they had some kind of a compromise that looked good. And then we would be talking like, oh, man, them players whack for taking that compromise.
No, you got to realize the dollars would make sense to them. They don't give a fuck about them players.
I want to ask a question.
I'm listening.
I want to ask this question. Serious question. Just open questions, right? How many people have you met that has boycotted the NFL? Legit.
Oh,
I met a
lot. At least
12.
At least 10 people that I know via Facebook sure. And even people I know personally. Shout out. This podcast is brought to you by Dr. Lee.
Shout out Miss
This
Martinez,
podcast is brought to you by Duff. This podcast is brought to you by B. Will.
Shout out Gray.
This podcast is brought to you by Devon, who was on the
bunch of people who ain't watching
on the Blackbuster video. These people, they all boycotted the NFL last season. Like, did not watch any games.
Like none.
And it's crazy because black people were boycotting it just as much as the Trump supporters who were like, hey, they're kneeling.
My point.
It's like both sides were boycotting.
So I don't have a lot of friends that I don't know anybody. I'm telling you this. I don't know anybody on either side personally that has boycotted, but working in sales, funny, because I do work in sales.
In sales.
And I actually work I work, in media. I have had a lot of people that have come in and just having a conversation with me that have boycotted the NFL for the other reason, for the Trump reason, for the reason that people aren't supporting. Yeah, for the people that aren't supporting the flag or whatever you want to call it.
No, I got you.
So in my mind, from my perspective, there's a lot of people boycotting the NFL because of that. I've never had the other one, and you have. It's just two different perspectives, right? So I 100% would agree with the headline that says the NFL chose the direction of dollars, like the bottom line. The NFL chose their bottom line more so than support for what the players are trying to support.
So do you equate dollars with that conservative, I'm not even going to say Republican, just that conservative flag waving, Bible thumping, proud to be an American, like that's where the dollars are as opposed to the black cause? Because I think you're making a very good point that they made a conscious decision. Two sets of people are boycotting. Mm-hmm. Let's try to get one of them back. Yeah. And the way we get this one back is by letting Colin Kaepernick in the league. The way we get this one back is by saying, no, y'all niggas need to stand for the flag. Mm-hmm. We chose that group over that group.
Easy.
Let me ask you a question. Real question. How many black owners are there in the NFL?
0.
So, okay, cool. How many people on this podcast are black, right? We all black.
2.
We all have. I have one. Fuck
you
both
set
of
yourself
y'all.
up. You set yourself up for that one.
I think we all haven't set myself up for shit. So we all have.
Wait till I edit it with the crickets.
We all have more black friends than white friends. I mean, it's just.
Of course,
I don't know that. That's just how I am, and that's how I would think y'all are too. I feel all them NFL owners have way more white friends than they have black friends to cater to. So if you got a whole room full of white, cigar smoking old men, and they talking about which side we got to give up for one. We got to do something for one of the sides. I mean, it's not a black and white thing. I know, I'm not trying to make it a black and white thing, but let's call it what it is. Call a spade a spade.
Yeah. But I think you were more along the point the point you were making about the money, where the money's coming from. Because at the end of the day, if Al my friend and I'm running the business and I don't get money from Al, but he can be talking about how he feel all day long. But he don't bring no money towards my team or my business, right? So if I'm on the side of people who bring my money, my cash flow in. So if you niggas black people aren't bringing enough money in than the conservative people who want them people to stand up for the flag, you definitely hopping on that bandwagon if you don't have a tie to anybody else. All you care about is money. At the end of the day,
you guys are making the point that I think a lot of people at their core, I think people understand it's a business decision. And what y'all just said makes sense. My thing is, when you tell somebody that they have to stand and show respect.
Like, what is that?
What the hell is that?
What is that?
No, you can't. Don't stand. You put your hand on your heart. Don't be folded up there like this.
Yeah, literally, you fold your arms. You're not respectful.
It doesn't literally say that. It don't say
exactly.
It doesn't say don't fold your arms up. Like if it said all of that stuff, maybe I don't know. I'm not saying that I don't agree with it at all. But like if it said that stuff. Hey, don't stand up with your hands folded like this, and they had a picture of it,
like a little genie
like this,
with his hands folded.
Don't put your hand on your face and do the jaw.
Oh, don't put your hands in the air. Don't do this.
Don't shoot.
Don't shoot.
Yeah.
Don't do.
But you got to realize they leaving it open for them to interpret.
Black Panther fist.
I was gonna actually say the pick.
The pick. The Black Panther pick.
They're leaving everything open for them to determine. So if
they're gonna have all of these subclauses. They're gonna be like showing respect includes not, and then it's gonna have all of these.
They don't have to do all that. If they can look at it and feel like you're not showing respect and find your ass. That's why they did it. It don't matter what it is. It's just like when your country say etc.
It'll be.
I think it's crazy because the nature of protest is I want to be seen protesting so we can bring awareness to something. So therefore, the guys who don't want to stand for the pledge, nobody's going to stay in the locker room because nobody's protesting the fucking pledge.
Yeah.
Or the national anthem. I'm sorry. Yeah. Nobody is protesting the national anthem.
No.
So nobody's going to stay in the locker room because what is that doing? If you stay in the locker room, you're basically saying, I'm protesting against the national anthem.
In here.
you want to come out, be seen, honestly, what would you do for a player? I got a couple of options. I would either turn my back or something like that, but maybe that's not showing respect.
No, that's not showing respect.
So what I think I would do is, I would come out and I would kneel.
So you taking the L?
And I would kneel. And then right when they start to play out the anthem, I would stand up. And as soon as it was over, I kneel right back down.
That's the best.
And maybe I go out on the kickoff team, and when we about to kick off I would kneel and get a delay of game penalty, just kneeling before the game start.
You're not going to do anything to hurt your team.
Well, maybe not get the delay of game penalty, but kneel. And then look until the clock say about 4 seconds, and then get up and we kick off.
And then you know what I'd be...
The kicker can actually go while you're kneeling.
Yeah.
Well, what I would be afraid of...
You can go while you're
kneeling. We'll beat that kicker ass.
The thing is, what I would be afraid of doing something like that is finding myself not on a team next year. Because that's a very bad thing that can happen to you. They got two. They actually got three. Because I'm throwing Kenny Vaccaro in there too. Kenny Vaccaro sat down for the whole thing. They got three.
I think Michael Thomas ain't playing either for the Dolphins.
Well, they got a whole bunch of good players that was very supportive of what Colin Kaepernick, started, and they're not on NFL teams, and it doesn't seem like they're gonna be.
Absolutely. But that is part of, and that crazy dude who Royce, whatever his name is, who got drafted by he's been doing this media tour for the last week. He got drafted by the Rockets about 5 years ago from Iowa State, and he was nuts, and he couldn't fly him. So he's been talking about how the NFL, the NBA slandered him all of those years, and he really was good, but they just didn't want him in there. And in that, he also said that when they asked him about DeMar DeRozan and Kevin Love coming talking about mental health this year, he was like, them boys ain't no trailblazers. Them boys ain't gave up nothing. I gave up something. I'm the trailblazer. He wants some. But he kind of nuts, too. Yeah, so that's kind of like inherent with him. He's crazy. No, but he's crazy, though.
Yeah, he wants
You got to take note. He's crazy. Yeah. That's why he's not in the league, because he's mentally not right. Crazy. So, yeah, he's just being crazy. My point is just, you're right, Rog. If you're going to boycott, sometimes you're going to...
You got to know what you get yourself into.
You're going to give it...
Hey, Martin Luther King, you're going to pay the price. Die behind that shit, man.
Yeah, so, I guess essentially, look, my initial reaction would be to find something else to do. I would have to find something else to do and make sure that I'm going to have a job, because I want a job. So I guess my initial thing to do would be just to stand, because it's newsworthy if Odell Beckham stays in the locker room. Yeah. Right? I mean, that's newsworthy. That's protest to me. That's protest.
That's what I was just about to say.
So he stays in there, and that's to me. He might have it in him. So anyway, I might stay in the locker room.
That might not. That's in Dale.
So go ahead. So I might stay in the locker room, right? But I would also want to make sure that I'm straight with my team. Yeah. I'm the league. Me and the league got this. You know what I'm saying? This quarrel. We got this conflict. But me and my team good.
Look, standing in the locker room don't do nothing for me. I gotta come out and kneel.
Look, at the end of the day, you're gonna lose your job. At the end of the day,
you're gonna lose your job if you're not. You're gonna lose your job if you some people. Cam Newton not gonna lose his job. But there's certain people who could kick the shit off and really make
Cam Newton fuck around and get hurt.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Look, these white folk don't care about you, dog. They don't care how good you are. They don't care.
No, but they actually do. There are some people that they do care.
One or two black people.
Some of them owners, like the Jets owner, came out and said, I'll pay for anybody fine.
Yeah.
I don't, we paying for all of it.
He probably wouldn't have voted no. I'm with him.
San Francisco 49ers people did not vote. They abstained from the vote.
Yeah.
So there are some owners
that's
who
a bitch move too, though. That's a bitch move to me. That's a cop out. Either yes or no.
But somebody said they never even voted. They said it was like an all opposed and nobody said nothing. And that dude was like, I'm not even in this. I ain't even in this shit.
I'm opposing.
Nah.
If you with it.
I ain't in it.
But just think whenever you're on that status as well, if you in that meeting, and you with a whole bunch of your peers, do you
peer pressure?
That's a lot of pressure right there too, I'm just being real about it. I would like to be able to say I'm a billionaire, I own an NFL football team, I do what the hell I want, but you also got to deal with these people on a daily basis, I think that's the crazy thing about legislation.
So what you're saying is, if me, Alice in the room with you, and we say, hey, Rog, you put this dick in your booty hole, you gonna peer pressure to put it in your ass?
I don't. That's.
I'm just
I mean,
saying.
what are you
to my
asking? What are
people,
you really
gotta be your
asking
own
me?
man. I think
What are you
sometimes,
asking
bro,
me?
if you gonna ride with something, you gotta be your own man, dog.
Are you talking about riding with something? Like, what are you asking me?
I'm
Sound like I need to introduce you to my friend
no,
Odell.
you said it's a lot of peer pressure sitting in that room with your peers and all whoop de whoop.
But I mean, peer pressure to make. I think peer pressure to make a collective decision. So if we all in the room and everybody want to go to Lumen,
I don't agree with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm opposing it.
No, I agree. But whenever we on that type of status, we making decisions that's life changing. If we all sitting in a room, who cares? You know, it don't matter what club we go to or you know anything else. I'm talking about life changing decisions like these dudes was making. Like, I think that all I'm saying is I think they oppose for a reason. That's what I'm saying.
I think there's some holes. I think there's some holes for a reason too.
Yeah, exactly. Dad.
Oh, that's not what you said.
But do you? But okay, so check this out. But check this out. What's? It's almost like choosing the lesser of, I guess the lesser of two goods, because I want to choose oppose, but I know how these people gonna receive me if I do it. So that's my middle ground. I'm trying to make sense of it.
I'm just not gonna say nothing.
No, man.
The 49ers been kind of with... I mean, they got to understand their market, too. It's business. The 49ers understand that they were the team that kind of started it. Mm-hmm. And they're in San Francisco, which is probably one of the most diverse, live how you want to live cities. Yeah. Individuality type. All like, that. They know where they at.
Yeah. But they also moved away from both of the players that was, like, at the top of all of this. Mm-hmm. So it's not like they're like, oh, you know... We with the shits because maybe they're not, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah,
I agree with that.
But publicly, they want to keep that image.
Listen, I just feel like when you are owner, you own your team.
They need a new fucking word for it too. They need to stop calling them owners. I don't like.
I agree, but okay, masters,
chairman,
CEOs.
That's funny.
Team leaders.
What is the Harris? What is this podcast is brought to you to the Harris? What is the relationship between Ito and the Harris? Ito Hand Car Wash. No one knows. Is that man not the owner?
What's that?
Is he not the owner of that?
What is he talking about?
I don't know. What's going on?
Ito? Is Ito not a place?
What are you talking about though?
I'm just saying he's the owner, right? He owns an organization. You just said they should change the name of it to be like they shouldn't be owners.
This dude is retarded, man. Why you so stupid?
I think the Harry is the chief executive officer of.
But he's not the owner. This is what I'm saying.
I just think it got connotations. The university I work at, the people who lead the resident houses are called the masters, and they made them change that last year. Because they were like, the students were like, I don't want to keep calling you master. So they call them the magisters now.
Just because of that. To master.
I know, but it's still, they made a conscious decision to change that name because that name had connotations that were whatever. I mean, owner is an owner, cutting it.
That's crazy.
But when you're coming out and saying stuff, like you're an owner, and you're coming out and saying stuff like, like they inmates and stuff, like McNair was saying, it just perpetuates that bigger story of
we know how they feel, though. Exactly. They really feel that way. So it's nothing new.
Hey man, we pushing up on it big. I got like 2 other things I want to talk about. Still in sports, Sterling Brown. What y'all thoughts about that? Got his ass tased up by them polices in Milwaukee. Did y'all peep that story?
Yeah, I saw it. I mean,
he was parked illegally.
He's 6'6" or something.
They told him to get his hands out of his pocket.
Yeah, he just scary ass white boy.
But it was weak because he was standing there. If y'all watch the video, because the video dropped
directly in front of him.
He was talking to the police for like 6 minutes.
Yeah. Very calmly.
Chilling. Another police pulled up on the scene, got out the car, take your hands out your pockets. And he said, talking to the other police.
Yeah.
Man, I'm not about to take my hand out of my pockets. I've been standing here this whole time with my hand in my pockets, and I got stuff in my hands that I don't want to drop, or something he said. Immediately tackled that man and started tasing him. And then the public response was like, or from those people, were like, you should just comply. I feel like there's a point when you're I feel like sometimes you've built a rapport talking to someone for 5 to 6 minutes when you feel like me and this man having a talk.
Yeah.
Now these other cops coming up. Man, I'm not taking my hands out of bro. Tell them don't. We over here talking. And next thing you know,
but I think the problem was the first responder officer. He actually put the call out like it was somebody was getting robbed.
Yeah.
So like he so they had like 8 or 9 of them pull up. So the guy, when you pull up and you hear that call, you don't know what's going on. So he pulled about the car aggressive. Now, if I get out the car and I see you with him talking face to face, having a nice, cool, calm conversation, I'm not gonna run up on this man. Get your hands up. I'm not that guy. Yeah. But maybe I'm not. That's probably why I'm not a police officer too. But you know, I just feel like they gotta stop. He a big black dude. They were scared. The guy was scared because he put out a call for help. Like it was 17 of them.
They are gonna have a lawsuit.
Yeah, he should.
Most deaf with that one. Raj, no bigger thoughts on that one?
Just don't have your hands in your pockets when you're talking to them laws.
No, I mean, I think that is a very sound thing to say. Don't have your hands in your pocket when you're talking to them.
No, I'll make sure them laws see me with my hands in my pocket.
But I guess he had got away with it so long, like he was there talking to them laws with his hand in his pocket, and they was like, it's good.
What you just said is they're gonna have a lawsuit. That's not. So what makes you think this one is different than any other one? Because you saw Fruitvale Station and nailed on his back and shot him and got off because he said, "Oh, I thought I pulled out my taser." So he could have said, "Oh, I thought he had a gun." Game over. Case dismissed. Mm-hmm. So like,
he got better lawyers too though.
Rich. He in that league.
Maybe y'all right. I mean, this is all speculation.
But it really wouldn't have mattered if they would have killed him though. At all. Like that league or not that league, that man would have still been dead.
Yeah, no, I'm glad they didn't.
Yeah,
but that's
not very
the
good
point.
that they didn't kill him.
The point is, you know,
I get nervous every time the laws get behind me.
I think them laws. I think two things here. I'm going both ways. Two things. One, them laws need to chill, like a little bit. Just tone it down just a bit. You don't have to be that guy. You don't have to be involuntary celibate. And then two, don't have your hands in your pockets. Make sure you don't give them no reason to maybe tase you. Like
they shot Al, I reckon. He like,
no, you're dealing with some people that need to chill. So we both, like, I feel like, we both need to do something, you know.
But I feel like they were gonna do him something anyway. Cause what? Okay, if he took his hand out of his pocket, then what? He gonna find something else. He just wanted to body slam him a nigga that day.
Maybe. But what I'm saying is, if it goes to court, he just said, well, maybe I thought he had. It's not no if
they pursuing litigation. It's going.
So it's going to court. It's okay, cool. It's going to court. I thought he had a gun in his pocket. I'm good.
Yeah. Yes or no? Probably not though, because the Milwaukee mayor and the police chief and everybody is already saying like the police are wrong.
Yeah.
So
and they on vacation. I mean, administrative.
Yeah. I think this one might be but I think it's got something to do with his celebrity. If he was just a regular dude, we might not.
If he was me, you never heard about it.
Mm-hmm. All right, since we're pushing up on time, I'm gonna say something. Does it elicit the same emotion in parents when they see a school shooting that we see when we see an unarmed black man get shot by the police? Just something to think about. Cue that music for Nothin NICE to say.
You know, they say if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all.
If you can't say something nice, don't say nothing at all.
Nothin NICE to say with Aldo NICE.
I really, really want to talk about our Houston police chief, Art Acevedo. Art made the news this week when he took on the NRA in the wake of the Santa Fe shooting. Dana Loesch, an NRA spokesman, is a vile human being. She's the prototypical conservative talking head who gets in front of a camera and spews hatred and fake news. You know how they like them. White woman, easy on the eyes, annoying voice, and constantly keeping up with them talking points. Basically, you could draw a direct line from Sarah Palin to these puppet chicks on Fox News and NRA TV. So, that's who she is. And our great police chief took her on this week because she took umbrage with his views on mass violence. Chief Acevedo was hurt by the school shootings outside of Houston and alluded to the fact that parents should be held accountable for their kids doing these type of crimes if they don't store their guns properly. Now, I think this position is interesting, but the NRA pounced on that, and the chick characterized this point as holding law-abiding gun owners responsible for crimes that they don't commit. This led to them going back and back for some days, and at the end, she was the same conservative gun rights champion that she's recently become. And he was the newfound champion for common sense gun laws and a hero to liberals who love this Hispanic police chief who's upstanding and standing up to the NRA and these bad Republicans. Art Acevedo could kiss my ass. I guess the only people who you want to have guns is the cops. so they could shoot unarmed people of color in Houston, because that's happening. And if you think that take is too bold, well, maybe the truth is he don't believe in shit, and he just want his face in front of the camera. I don't want to rehash my whole rant from a couple of months ago, but I've talked about this dude before. Art Acevedo is the same grandstanding police chief who called Michael Bennett morally corrupt in that press conference earlier this year. 2 months ago, he was using all type of veiled racist remarks to describe Bennett and went out of his way to throw race in every aspect of his ignorant ass press conference. Go watch it again and watch me talking about things that make white people uncomfortable. That Nothin NICE to say I did that video on YouTube. Dude is a clown. A morally ambiguous cat who bought whatever to get in front of the camera and run with whatever the crowd wants him to give airtime. So when it's cool to talk down on black football players, he went for that. When it's easy to say gun laws need to be changed, he went for that low-hanging fruit. I guess next he gonna tell us Black Lives Matter if Deadspin give him a column, or All Lives Matters if he gets the green light from Breitbart. But I'ma shut the fuck up, because I live in Houston. And I ain't got nothing nice to say about reality star wannabe police chiefs who busy being all in the videos and all in the albums to do their job impartially. So I won't say nothing at all.
That's how you feel, big dog?
He want to be a celebrity, dog.
We know that already, though.
And whatever way the wind blowing, he with it.
Duh.
He's not the only one.
But
no, he better than
less than 2 months ago, black people was like, or people who know, look how he coming at Michael Bennett with all that racist shit in that press conference. And he keeps saying something about a black person and this and that. But now you saying, oh man, gun laws should change. And now them same like liberal-minded people like, oh, he's the champion. Fuck out of here, man.
He gonna end up winning. One of them things gonna stick. But he one of the people gonna throw everything against the wall to some stick.
You're right. It's kind of funny. You got people of power, like he got, and some stature that's got that same kind of problem that they just go which way the wind blows. But you also got people that don't really know what to believe in either, or don't know who to follow. Like they just whoever tells them whatever they want to hear, no matter what they said before or what they're gonna say after, they with them. So
I mean, now the other thought I had was maybe he believes everything. Maybe he's just a complex human being, and you could believe that Michael Bennett is a bad person, and at the same time, you could believe that that freaking gun laws are wrong. So he could be just playing both ends. I mean, he could really believe both things. I don't think that that's not a possibility. But one other thing I just wanted to ask y'all about. Something I really hate is when barbers post pictures of people
before he hit him with the alcohol. That shit dumb as hell. But that little white line, ain't no way in hell you posting that picture of me with the ash.
I don't understand that.
But what I think it is, dog. But what I think it is, crusty looking.
What I think it is it's like a little take back. It's a little take back from if I post a crispy picture, they might not believe that was me. I've been thinking about it. It's something that's actually been on my mind for a long time. Why he's still leaving the ash on me? Because sometimes I got a little ash whenever I get my hair cut. Why he's still leaving the ash on me to take this picture? I want to be able to repost this. And if I got ash on me, I'm not gonna repost.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I be having ash on my beard. I got beard, so be ash. I don't want bro. Don't post that. My bro, he don't play like that. He don't play them kind of games. He charge enough not to too. But he don't play.
My brother got an Android, so I don't have to worry about none of that.
You say you what? What do you say?
He said his barber got an Android. He ain't got to worry about that shit.
It's already low budget. It's already low quality.
My barber got a flip phone, boy.
Got no key, Snake Daddy. Get the snake.
Pose right quick.
I'll be playing Snake when I walk in the...
Hey, man, we're going to holler at y'all next week, man. Appreciate y'all kicking it with us this week, man.